actually Ward 1, Unit 18, somewhere off Aba Road, and voting is going on here from what can be captured on the camera. People are voting peacefully. There is actually no security presence as well. Most of the polling units that we visited, we did not see a single presence of the police in those places. However, we noticed that we took a drive from Rumola. Anyone that knows Port Harcourt will know what I'm talking about. The distance is quite far from Rumola down to Rume Precom, and not a single polling unit was noticed. And the feelers we got from the resident there is that it's Ward 9, and that is the ward where the FCT minister is from. And they said there is no election that's going to happen there. So we noticed there are places we even saw people clustered. People were just clustered in some of the places, and elections not going on in those areas from Rumola down to Rume Precom of Obiakpo local government area. But in Falga, from what we've seen, election is going on very well in Falga, and people are voting. There's a little delay in some places. Some places you will find people gathered and waiting for electoral materials to arrive. We got here, somebody actually raised a complaint about result sheets not being available here. One of the candidates' representative, I think from one of the parties here. But from what we can see from this unit here, there are about 3 other polling units around here, and election is going on in Falga areas that we visited so far.
Well, the implication of elections not holding in those areas, Deborah, would be that there will be no results declared at those places where there are no elections. Isn't that the case?
That would certainly be the case, you know, because I don't know how there would be results emanating from places where elections didn't hold, but we would watch out for that, because from what I saw, it would be very strange to take such a long drive and there were no polling units noticed around those places.
Okay.
However, Falga seems to be actively conducting the elections. I mean, places I've gone to so far in Falga, elections are going on.
Okay. Well, how about the turnout? That's been a concern that's been raised, you know, by panelists in the studio. What's the turnout like? There's been fears that because of all this noise about whatever is going on, that people are not going to turn out. From your observations, where the elections are active, what's the turnout like?
Okay, the places where election is going on, people are turning up for the election. The places where elections actively is going on, like areas I visited in Falga, the Port Harcourt City local government, Ward 19, this is Ward 1, Ward 18. Elections are going on in the places I went to, and there is actually a turnout of voters. But in the areas where election does not seem to be happening, we just find people on the street playing or clustered and gisting, playing football. That's what is actually noticed here.
Yes. Did you find out why elections were not taking place in those places?
When I spoke to some of the residents, they told me that they did not see any electoral materials or election officials because of the judgment, the order that came from the High Court in Abuja, you know, and that they are following the FCT minister's order that there will not be an election in Obiakpo Ward 9. That's what some of the residents who spoke to me said, you know, quoting them. You know, so that's what they said. But I'm going to be speaking with the RESEC management to find out what's going on and why elections didn't happen in those areas. So until I get their feedback, I will not really know what categorically to say is the reason elections is not going on in Ward 9, as the residents have said to me.
But on the whole, everything is going on where it is taking place and everything is peaceful.
Yeah, they are really quite coordinated in the places where elections are happening. I haven't found a single place where there was rancor or disturbances. People are voting quietly. Party agents are around. You know, everywhere seems peaceful, very peaceful.
Right.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear more from you, Deborah, because one of the things that has been insinuated in the studio is, okay, so if there are no policemen and the election is this peaceful and everything is orderly, then what's going on here? But we'll talk to you subsequently when you have other reports for us. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Well, just to add a little life to what you just said about the people coordinating themselves. Earlier on, I spoke live with some of the voters in a place where they had about 4 polling units, and they told me that they already heard on radio that the police had said they were absconding, they were not going to be involved in the election, as well as the DSS. So amongst themselves, they coordinated to be the ones to provide security for themselves. In a particular polling unit, I noticed some people carrying canes in their hands, and they say those people were like the local security. They are going to, anyone that tries to cause problem will perhaps get some strokes, maybe.
Well, I didn't see that coming. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much, Deborah, for your reporting.